We're going to make my famous Jail House Nachos. Now, you can't make them without a razor blade and some Doritos and all the vegetables. Luckily, I didn't have to steal these. We was able to get them legally. Have somebody working in the kitchen, they'll bring them to you as long as you let them in on the party. And then you get the government cheese, which is the same as Velveeta. Just have them steal that. I mean, what else you gonna do? You gotta have a party now and again. I rate the nacho list by the vegetables. And the bottom one, which was the worst, was Springfield Medical Center. And they made you buy the vegetables. That's how cheap they were. You could buy them in commissary. And then next to that was FCI Waseca, Minnesota. You could get them there. And the next up from that was FCI Florence, Colorado. You could get them from there. And Leavenworth wasn't bad. You could always get it from there. So, because the head of the kitchen weighed 450 pounds, so it was hard for him to catch anybody stealing. And the top of the list, I think, was Yankton, South Dakota. They had the, I call them Mormons, but they're not Mormons. They're Amish. Yeah, from the Amish, they bring fresh vegetables every day. So I made sure that I volunteered to help unload them. First of all, you get Doritos. You can buy these in the commissary. You know, if you got money to buy in the commissary, most people do. You get the Doritos, and we can only get razor blades because we can't have knives. And the razor blades you're not supposed to have anyway, but you get them on jobs that they would use. So we take that because we gotta have something to eat out of. So with that said, what we would do is cut the bags in half, and sometimes they would be 20 to 30 bags because it depending on how many people was in the nacho party. Okay, this one here is just going to be for 2. We're not sharing with anybody. And what you do is you just take that, you dump it in the bag, just like that. Although you don't get them all spilled, you know. You got them in the bag, in the back of the bag, bottom of the bag. We got to save these because these are our eating bowls there. And then you got to chop up all the vegetables. Right now I'm chopping a jalapeno because we kind of like to have it spicy. So with that said, we do that. Chop them up pretty decent. Some people tend to be real good with this. So you got to watch those guys. Make sure they just do the vegetables and nothing else. It's like, you know, we have this once a week, like a little party or somebody's getting out, which that don't happen a whole lot. But when they do, we'll have a little nacho party for them and, you know, get them something to go home with. I learned this from Bobby Ferrara. Bobby Ferrara was a old kind of a gangster guy, and he done quite a bit of time off and on, so he learned this pretty well. So I take it that I learned from a professional. And he loved to eat them. Then he would complain about his hands swelling up, blame me for his hands swelling up. I don't know what that was about, but he was my main man. He was a good man. He's passed away now, but I never forgot the recipe, and I told him I'd continue with it. If you wanted to, you could put summer sausage or something they'd sell in the commissary if you were living large, which we kind of kept it on the down low, and just use vegetables. And here's the cheese I've chopped up, and we mix that with milk and put it in the microwave. Okay, now what I did was I mixed the cheese, Velveeta cheese, with milk. You see how it is? So now here comes the important part. Hopefully, of course we didn't have any girls, but hopefully if you got a girl in the house or a good looking woman, maybe a good looking wife, you can have her do this part because it's important. Here's the onion part. Got the onion in there. Here's the tomato. I like extra tomato, you know. That's because they were harder to get. And then last but not least, we got the jalapeno pepper. There we go there. Now, here's the very important part. What you want to do is shake them up real good. That's why it's important to have a girl do that. That way you kind of get behind her and, you know. You see what I'm saying? But that's not very good to do that in prison, so keep everybody in front of you. Now hopefully I've got everything mixed up like I wanted it. And we'll take a look down in there and see the veggies mixed up in there. See that in there? We got the veggies mixed up and we're ready to go. Now, last but not least, we want to put the main thing in there. And here we go with the cheese. Oh, this is going to be good. Hey, this is going to be wonderful. And let me see here. Here we go. And you always get some stragglers that come wandering up to you when you get this ready. What you got there? I say, I got nothing for you. That's what I got. So just keep on moving. That's all you got to do. So people like to invite themselves. You know how that goes. So here we go. We close her up again. This is the final shake. We're getting that cheese all up around the chips on the vegetables. Oh, this ought to be sold somewhere. I thought about opening a truck and put Jail House Nachos. I wonder if that'd do any good. Feels like it's done pretty good here, so I'm going to invite my friend Gary to sit down and have some Jail House Nachos, because I know he's never had them. Trust me. And there it is. There's the final product, and what we're going to do here is there's our bowl. Well, actually I got a bowl here, but I'm going to fill the bowl up. Now tell me that don't look like a real party.
Looks good to me.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
And one thing about it, you don't have to go to jail to have the Jailhouse Nachos. That's the best part.
All right, Steve, I'm going to try them. I'll let you know. I'll get my Coke ready. Now, were you able to get Cokes out of the commissary?
Oh, yeah.
And have Cokes?
Yeah.
They always have Cokes? Damn.
Yeah. They really are good, folks.
It is good.
I mean,
don't forget, for your Super Bowl party, Steve St. John, $250. He'll come to your party and make the Jailhouse Nachos for you. Don't forget, folks, Steve St. John. When you have your Super Bowl party this next year, he'll come and make them for your how many people? 50 people?
50 people.
50 people. $250. Plus you buy all the ingredients. And he'll tell stories. Can't beat that. For another $250, I'll come along.
Unless you just want to go to jail and get them.
Yeah, unless you want to go to jail and get them.
The best one I remember is my going away party. Florence, Colorado. And I swore I'd never eat Jailhouse Nachos again. But here I am. Happy 20 years later. Salute. See, you don't have to go to jail to enjoy Jailhouse Nachos.